Yeah, clubs do things so well. Yeah, that's where AFL clubs are just so good at celebrating. And this was James Hird walking out. I said the roar was absolutely huge. I was out there, the buzz. James, we all reenacted moments from our careers. And then to be part of this, TJ, Dyson Heppell spoke around the legacy that would help leave at the footy club, and now it was over to them. And as hard as they're trying, it's not working for them at the moment. But every player that ever played for Essendon was in the jumper the other night, and he kept tugging on his jumper around the passion they want to play with, and they want to win some respect back to the club. And while it isn't working for them at the moment, he was close to tears with the emotion, and we all want to play. That's how special his speech was before the game.
You probably don't want to go into the absolute specifics of what he said, Lloyd, just for confidentiality reasons, but can you give us a theme, and can you give us some of the messaging that came then?
Yeah, he spoke around we've won the equal most premierships in the AFL competition, and what a proud club that we've been. And he thanked us for being part of that and the legacy that we had left. And then he spoke about the current group now. They've got the opportunity to try and win back some respect and create their path moving forward. So that was why he kept tugging on the jumper and speaking of what we've done before, and then for the opportunity that these players have now got moving forward. Yeah.
It was amazing scenes, and you could feel the energy there on the night. There was so much emotion, and it was fever pitch, and you felt like the Bombers were going to make a statement and come out and be really hard. So that's why when the first bounce came out, I was surprised that Draper was on the bench. They've gone with the double ruckman, and yes, they won the first tap, but I thought Draper would be the perfect guy, the most aggressive player at that football club, to take the first bounce after that. I mean, it was fever pitch. I just felt like the Bombers missed an opportunity with him to sort of crash some bodies in there in that first bounce.
And being in the crowd, I think the frustration is how safe Essendon are now playing the game. So, Kane, they're safe with their ball, but then it's the ease at which Carlton are moving the footy the other night.
Yeah, so it's great to see Dyson Heppell do that, but then the first 30 seconds of the game, you see Carlton kick a backline transition goal with no pressure. So I don't think that is as much effort, but they're just far too easy to play against. And look, I loved Friday night and the scenes and the passion, but I'm sick of Essendon talking. Like, they've done so much talking. McGrath and Parrish talking during the week. Heppell talking. Everyone's talking. And then
what do you want
the first 30 seconds, I want action. I don't want talk. So less Zach Merritt writing an article in the Herald Sun about what's gone on. Let's show us on the field. And in the first 30 seconds, I don't want to see Carlton waltzing out of their defensive 50, transitioning the ball and kicking a goal. They're the easiest team to score against from their back 50 this year.
They're 2-10, TJ, and without North Melbourne and West Coast in this competition this year, that they would be even having more scrutiny than what they've got. And they're just a really ordinary football club coming off a year that was meant to set them up.
But are you advocating they just put a blanket ban on themselves from talking through the week?
Well, it hasn't achieved anything, has it? I mean, I think it's confused the messaging. I mean,
what it's achieved is shown that I'm not an Essendon supporter, right? Yeah. But I think they need a little bit of support with this argument, because if they did put the shutters up, then we'd be sitting here saying, oh, they're just running from, they're not being accountable.
There's only one way to fix it, TJ, and that's to perform on the game.
I know that, but I don't think it's like Kane's argument about, oh, don't smile, No,
but Andy McGrath does a great interview with Lloydy on Sports Day 6 weeks ago and says they're going to hold each other to account. Then the same thing happens. Then they play against Sydney and they lay 30 tackles. I'm like, hang on, McGrath just said they're going to hold each other to account. They've laid 30 tackles. So what they're saying and what they're delivering doesn't
I think their contest stuff has got a lot better, but you're right. I think the game style, and that's where Ben Rutten's got to be held to account. I don't think the game style's stacking up.
Everyone else is bold with the football.
And everyone else is moving the balls quicker than we've seen in recent years.
Why don't they move the ball quickly?
Well, maybe they're not capable.
But there were so many times the other night where they got the ball at half back, or they got a centre break and then all of a sudden pulled up, went sideways to someone who just get the ball in, let your forwards do the job.
Good question, but I think that what they're doing now has got them 2 wins and 10 losses. For him to try, I think he was backed in by Xavier Campbell last night at the function, but for him to go on and be a coach, like Leon Cameron, I think lost his job in the end. Too safe. And then they've opened up. I think he's got to open up in the back half of the year to try and see what these players are capable of.
Don't tell me players can't cop a spray. I love this from Michael Voss. They're 4 goals up at three-quarter time, and this is a rookie coach at the Carlton Footy Club. Not rookie coach, but his first year at the club. That's him measured, giving it to his players like we love. And look at the response from the players. They're eating up every word that he's saying. So look at the score there at three-quarter time, and for him to deliver that message and then for his players to go out. It wasn't a great high-scoring last quarter or anything, but they went on and won the game pretty convincingly. So good coaching from Michael Voss, and there's still room for the old school spray in footy.
Yeah, and there's a form of a spray by Ben Rutten, the Essendon coach, on his assessment of Jake Stringer post-match.
he had a poor game tonight, and we, as a senior player for us, we need more from him, and
He might have been Essendon's best. In fact, he was, in my eyes, Essendon's best player, or most important player last year in that run to the finals, but he just hasn't got his body right this year, Jake Stringer. And unfortunately for Carlton, their big-name recruit, Adam Cerra, went down early in the first quarter, just clearly feeling a twinge in the hamstring, which saw him leave the ground and not return, and will miss some weeks as a result of that for the Blues.